Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. I still haven't wrapped my mind around it that we are a week and a day away from the start of a brand new year. What? How did that happen? And with that, when we have a new year, a lot of us set intentions, we set goals. Unfortunately, a lot of times with the New Year's resolution, we don't follow through. Now, I think they say typically 3 weeks or the first week of February, we kind of abandon it. Either we forgot about it or we didn't stay on track and then we just give up. How do we, I guess it's create a habit and make it stick and achieve our goals? We're going to talk with a certified life coach and Clarity Catalyst practitioner who helps people with this all the time. I think the word is habit, but I'm not sure, but she probably knows. Ghada Elias is back with us today. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Am I getting, this right in that it's really, we have to create a habit that keeps us doing what we want to do?
Yeah, it's true. Everything we do in life is a habit. The way we eat, the way we dress, the way we brush our teeth, everything we do, but we don't think of it as a habit because it's something we do. So when we decide on what kind of a change we're going to have in the next year, what is it that we want to bring into our life? Means people call it resolution. I call it just one more thing that's going to make my life easier, better, more joyful. That's how I see it. But then we've got to start small and we have to make a plan. So yes, it is a habit. It becomes a habit.
I would imagine that it has to be something realistic. If somebody says,
absolutely,
yeah, I want to lose 50 pounds in, a month. Let's be real.
Yeah. It's got to be achievable. Nothing that's just, like you said, 50 pounds in a month is not going to happen. So it's setting yourself to succeed and not to fail, basically. Be realistic.
How do you, for any habit, any positive, and you could have bad habits, of course, how do you enable yourself to stick to that habit?
Well, for something to become a habit, and it becomes, this is what I do. This is just how I live. It's got to start small. And so it's truly being mindful and planning that this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show up. Even if it's for 2 minutes, I will show up. The point is to show up to whatever it is that you want to do. I'm sorry.
I got you. Yeah, I still hear you. Oh, I think I lost you. I don't know where she went. This is what we're going to do. We're going to take a short break and come right back. And if the resolution doesn't work for you, we've got another thing that may as you start a brand new year. Hang on. We'll be right back.
Hey, welcome to Everything Outdoors. Can I help you find anything?
Hey, yeah. Can you point us to the camping gear?
Sure, aisle 2.
Snowboarding? Just bought a new Nissan Pathfinder. It's got intelligent 4x4, and we want to hit the backcountry.
Aisle 18.
And the boats?
Are you sure you can do all this?
Up to 6,000 pounds towing, we're good to go. Oh, where's the scuba gear?
Return to rugged in the all-new 2022 Nissan Pathfinder. Available intelligent 4x4 cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions. Towing capability varies by configuration. See Nissan Owner's Manual for proper use.
This is a car. No matter how much you kiss your lucky frog, wish on a star, do that thing you gotta do to get it to start, your car will eventually break down. And those repairs could cost you thousands, but not if you have Car Shield, like I do.
Car Shield is America's #1 auto protection company. Their administrators have paid out over $1 billion in claims and cover most vehicles from 5,000 to 150,000 miles.
I trust Car Shield administrators to pay your claims just like they paid mine.
I know cars break down. I don't want to pay for expensive repairs. That's why I have Car Shield.
Let's keep it real. No one wants to get stuck with unexpected car repairs. Have you looked at how expensive those can be? From the stress of the breakdown, getting towed, and then you're hit with the bill? It's basically a nightmare scenario, and nobody wants that.
With coverage through CarShield's administrators, you'll receive 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, rental reimbursement at no additional charge. Plus, with CarShield's nationwide coverage network, you can choose the mechanic or dealership of your choice no matter where you are.
I've been a CarShield customer for close to 7 years, had 3 vehicles covered, and they saved me close to $9,000.
The best thing about CarShield is just about everyone can afford coverage with no long-term commitment. So there's no more excuses why you haven't picked up the phone and called. At the end of the day, when it comes to your car breaking down, CarShield has got your back like nobody else I know.
If you're driving without a warranty, you have to call CarShield.
Yeah, you do. I drive with CarShield because they're the real deal. Do yourself a favor and give them a call today. Tell them I sent you. And remember, CarShield cars go farther.
Protect yourself now against expensive auto repair bills. Call CarShield for a free and instant protection plan quote. Once your car breaks down, it's too late. Call 800-908-6126. 800-908-6126. 800-908-6126.
Living comfortably in your home is easier than ever with a little help from Lowe's and AARP. We share a commitment to help people make their homes ready for all of life's changes. Take advantage of helpful videos, tips, and resources to guide you and your loved ones along the way. To learn more, visit lowes.com/livablehome. U.S. only.
Yeah.
Oh, we are talking about New Year's resolutions, and essentially they are habits, and how do we stick to them? Ghada Elias is a certified life coach and clarity catalyst instructor, and we're back getting into it. So we left off here on how do you create a habit and stick to it?
First thing is you have to show up no matter what. It's a non-negotiable. You have to show up for whatever it is that you want to do. Show up for a minute, show up for 2 minutes, show up for 5 minutes, but you've got to show up. Don't make it big in the beginning, because it's like going up the ladder. You have to go step by step. You can't jump up 3 steps because you could hurt yourself. You could get tired. Just step by step. And that's how habits are formed.
Well, interestingly, the showing up is really important. And there's a sign at the gym I go to, and it says, the only bad workout, and so many of us beat ourselves up like, I went, but I didn't really do a good job, blah, blah, blah. It says right on the wall, along with other inspirational words. The only bad workout is the one that didn't take place. So if you don't show up, that's a bad workout. It's non-existent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you show up and you start, and then you plan to show up again and you start, you're not just building that one habit, you're actually training yourself to be disciplined at what you want. It's being disciplined.
Yeah.
So did you lose my thing? I did a bad thing on Saturday, and I do apologize, because now it's costing me to be on and off of this at this point. I do apologize. So on Saturday, I had my son's 21st birthday, and I invited kids from his school, like 3 boys, like my son, he's autistic. And I made a mistake of giving one of the boys my phone number. And I'll tell you, since Saturday, this kid just wants to know what my son is doing, and he calls us FaceTime, and he calls. So I do apologize. I forgot to block him for this show.
Oh, no worries. I get it. Okay,
I'm just. So this is why I'm coming and going.
Gotcha. Totally understand it. So,
thank you.
I want to bounce this. I want to bounce this off your head.
Yes.
Somebody told me, all right, resolutions are tough, challenging to stick to. So instead of a resolution, you create a word for the year. And it sounds so simple, and you wonder, well, how's that going to work? So I started in my mind digging deep into it. And obviously I just heard about this, so I don't have a word for 2024, but I thought about what would my word be? And it's been said to decide what your word should be for the upcoming year. You consider your breakthroughs and your breakdowns. You might even want to put them on a calendar and just think back. All right, January, what was, high point? What was this? If you have a journal, check that. And that will eventually reveal the word. So I reverse engineered it for myself. And I thought about, well, what about resilience? Because that's an important word for me in my journey. And then I thought, that was a couple of years ago. I feel I aced that one. And like a habit, the resilience still continues. But that began a few years ago. Then I thought, all right, 2024, what's my word? And what I got was discovery. I discovered a lot of things, including things about myself. I did things I never thought I would ever do, which all helped me move things along in my journey. So that would have been, I think, my word for 2024. What about 25? And I'm just using me as an example.
Yeah.
What could the word be? What should the word be for me? As call it works as a resolution, because you keep going back to the word, put it on Post-it notes everywhere. I have a bunch of things floating out there, business ideas. This I got to get done. Do that. Execution. Steve, you need to execute these things. You've got them up here and on screen, on paper, whatever it might be. They need to be executed. So I am making that my word for 2025. So yes, you can have a New Year's resolution, but a word can help you as well, because you're setting the intent for getting the major stuff done. That's what somebody told me. What are your thoughts on it?
I like it. It just works in a different way.
Right.
So execution. What is it that you want to execute?
Good question.
Do you have it? Yeah.
Oh, I got stuff.
Okay.
Okay. Here's what I need. I need a new car. I need to execute that and get that done. I have two different business ideas that are almost ready to go. They need to be executed. The trigger needs to be pulled, and it needs to get done. Some health stuff. I know what I need to get done. I need to execute and move that forward. So I think that, that word, I'm trying to find another word that fits 2025 for me. That's the one that resonates, and discovery really hit me in the head when I thought about what would your word have been for 24, because I'm trying to, moot point now for 2024, but what would it have been? And I look back at the year and that probably would have been it. How about you? Anything that stands out, what your word would have been for 24 to illustrate here, or what it might be for 2025?
I mean, to go back to 2024, I would have to really think about the whole year and what happened and come up with that word. The only reserve I have on my part with the word. Okay. So when we do a resolution, it's usually we're picking one or two things to bring into our life or change in our life. And the word resolution is really not, I don't know who came up with the word resolution, but it can be a plan for 2025. It could be something we want to change in our life in 2025. It could be a word. The point is, when we have so many things we want to do, it could get overwhelming.
Yes.
And we could get lost in the process if we don't have someone that is guiding us through this, or holding us accountable, or helping us with the plan and how to execute it. So I feel like, and it's an awesome idea. I just feel the word can describe what we did that whole year of a discovery, because you discovered a lot.
I did.
True? Yes. Now, if I'm going to execute a lot of things in my life in 2025, and I don't have a specific plan and timelines and someone to support me, I could get overwhelmed. I could slip. I could, and doing multiple things at a time, I don't know if I'm going to be able to master all of them. Instead of doing one thing at a time, that just make it happen.
Sure.
And then move. So it depends on the plan, how you're going to do it, and what you're going to do, and who's going to support you in this whole thing.
And the whole word thing, it's not the end all. It's not.
No.
And it's not even really a substitute for the resolution, but it's just something else to set the intent. And what's a habit? Just continually doing something. So if I, in my case, if I continually think, you need to execute it. You can't keep floating these things out there. You have, and with one partner I'm working with on one project, we said January 2nd.
There you go.
We're rolling it out. That's it. And we have a couple of loose ends to tie up between now and then. And I have a call at 3 p.m. today with him, and that's it. And we've had we call it our punch list going back and forth. Mm-hmm. We had this much to do. Now we whittled it down. Now we're about, with like 2 items left on it. And he's very strategic like I am. We don't want to waste time and money. We want to do it right the first time. But it's got to get executed, and that's yes. And it will. By the way, he quit his job to do this, so it's a big
needs
deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
So execution is very good because, but what you're doing is you have plan. You don't just have a word.
Right.
You have a plan. You have things in writing, and that's how you're going to execute.
100%.
It's not just a word.
No,
I'm going to execute all these. And this is where, like, if someone is going to have a word. Yes, it works for a lot of people better than resolution. There's no right and wrong in anything. There is something that fits every person. It fits you. That's what you do. You just have to find what fits your personality and how you like to work on things in life.
And everybody's different.
Everybody is different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
like the word execution is going to do nothing for me or anybody else if there's not a plan in place.
Exactly.
And I have the things in place. I just need to get them done.
I need
the execution.
Yes.
In January, if 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 things that absolutely need to get done. They do. It's like, I need to execute them. But yes, to your point, you have to do the work before, the word is not going to, it's not like a magic word. Everything's
exactly.
different. No,
yes.
No. It's just another way to create the habit, I guess.
Yeah. This word, it's like your anchor of what you want.
Yes, exactly.
That's your anchor. So, I think if it resonates with some people, yes, go ahead. My thing is, I always have plans. And so my plans are going to be continuously, executed, worked on in 2025.
So maybe that word fits you too.
Plan, yes. Plan and execution. Yes.
Yeah. It's not that I want to, it's kind of a basic word. I'm not like I'm trying to, pick that word, but it wouldn't have worked for 2024. And the word discovery. There's things I did. Like, I look back, I'm like, you actually did that. You did that. I don't think I would have ever done that, so kind of proud of myself in a few areas there. Mm-hmm. And those things moved me along, got me out of my comfort zone, that kind of thing. And resilience is big for me, but that would have been like 3 years ago. Yeah, 2 to 3 years ago.
And the biggest thing is what we tell ourselves. So anything we tell ourselves, I was talking to one of my clients today, and and we were talking about the way we talk to ourselves. And anything we say to ourselves, our mind starts to look for things to confirm whatever it is that we are telling ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's true.
It's okay. Yes. Anything we want, we've got to say to ourselves, I got it. It's here. We manifest that. And so our mind is always looking, okay, this is what I need to do to make it happen. This is what I need to do. Instead of saying, well, maybe it's going to happen, then our mind is, we're just going to be looking for excuses of why it's not happening and why I can't show up and why I can't do it. We're very good at giving excuses.
Oh, I got
very good. Yes.
If again, discovery, found ways to get around things. Blood tests. I want to take care of my health. I don't like them for my entire life up until this year. And I flipped it around to the point where now it's like, you're getting information. It's going to be good for you. Don't worry about it. I had 4 blood tests in the last month. They screwed up one, so I had to do it over again, but whatever. And it's just, on a path to better health. It didn't bother me at all. It was like, yeah, here's my arm, go. if that was last year, no, I change the date. I would prolong it. I wouldn't execute. I put it off. But I want to illustrate your point. You convince yourself.
Yes.
So what am I convincing myself of? Well, there was a time that I had a blood test and I almost passed out years ago. So even, best day, but I'm going to have, remember that time. So your mind is looking for evidence. Well, your mind is talking. Remember that time you passed out? Well, that was years ago. And it was just a one-off kind. I didn't pass out, by the way. It was just, I thought I was going to. And then that's the mind, convincing. So you're 100% right.
It's a mind game. Yeah. That's what I say. It's a mind game. Yes.
How do you get out of your mind? How do you get out of your head?
Mindfulness. I'll tell you, that's just the most powerful thing anyone can learn. Mindfulness. Okay, anything we talk about sounds so easy and so beautiful, but it takes a lot of work. It took me years to be able to, and I still fall into the trap of I take it personal. I get upset. And then I work myself out of it. I say, well, is it really personal? Was it, am I like that? It's a lot of self-talk and self-healing. And it takes a lot of practice. It's easier said than done, but it can be done.
Do you find, and we're almost out of time, but I want to ask this.
Yeah.
That mindfulness, and it's creating that habit, right?
Yeah.
Do you find you turn around and say, wow, now that's easy, or now I don't worry about that?
A lot of times.
Right?
Truly a lot of times. I had situations where 2 years ago, I would have flipped out first. Okay. I'm Lebanese. I have a voice. I am very stubborn. I have, emotions that will come out and I won't be able to control it. And even if someone is yelling in my face, I would be it would get me so anxious. And now I just look at them and I'm like, I don't know why you're yelling.
Yeah.
Very soft. And that really, makes the situation much better. That I'm able to stay calm. But now, yes, I look at things and I'm like, wow, I could have sent a mean text back or picked up that phone and called. No, but it takes a lot of work. I have to work it on myself and say, it's no big deal. Don't drain your energy.
It's got to be a habit. You got to turn it into it. And the other day, I had a disappointment, nothing major, but it was just really, that. And then there was that, and there was that. If this was years ago, even 3 years ago, even 2, like you said, I would be kind of bummed. But a half hour later, I forgot about it. It's all done with that. On to the next thing. I would marinate in it. Now it's whatever. Yeah. It was it was the day was this, then it went down like this. And normally it would stay down there for a while. I was right back up. Again, a half hour. It's whatever. And now part of one situation resolved itself in an okay way. It wasn't what it
wasn't a big deal.
It
right?
wasn't what it appeared to be.
Yeah. And the most important, I feel, people that need mindfulness are kids and teenagers.
I agree.
They really, because that's going to help them navigate their emotions and just get through some tough things in life. If we teach them mindfulness and emotional intelligence now at this age,
It's a shame it's not taught in school.
No, and it should be taught in school.
100%.
It should be, because it's much. If you teach that, then they will excel in every single other place, because they won't have to deal with emotions inside the classrooms.
I remember when my kids were in elementary school. My youngest is 16 now, and one of them told me that their teacher was doing yoga and meditation. I was like, what? Whoa. How cool is that?
Cool.
And the teacher got a little, flack from some parents, you're taking time out of the day to do nothing. No, nothing is
No,
something.
that's not.
It's called meditation.
Yes.
Super cool talking about all
Yeah,
of this.
thank you. Yes.
It comes back to the habit.
Yeah.
Ghada, how did somebody find you? What's your website?
SavorYourSeasons.com, and email me Ghada, Ghada, at SavorYourSeasons.com.
Wonderful talking with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congrats on a successful birthday party for your son's 21st.
Thank you.
Super cool. And here's to a wonderful year and a great holiday and Christmas.
Yes. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. And we'll talk, I don't know, maybe next week or after the new year, whenever that is.
Yep. Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Be well. We'll be right back. Feeling stuck or overwhelmed? Unlock your full potential with Ghada Corey, founder of Life Coaching and Mindfulness. Transform your life and take the first step toward a brighter future today. Call 484-515-7908 or visit SavorYourSeasons.com to learn more. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Woo! Let's get crazy!
In movies, when someone at a party jumps into a pool fully dressed, everyone cheers them on and jumps in too. Just so you know, in real life parties, nobody jumps in after you. You just look stupid.
Come on, jump in! Come on!
Most party fouls are pretty dumb, but if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Learn more at ultimatepartyfoul.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.